Hello, I am Chef Killian. I've been working in the restaurant industry for 9 years. I am currently the sous chef at the Michelin-starred restaurant Oskalad Brödrost, located in the Stockholm port. We do French-Swedish fusion food. No, that does not mean meatball baguettes. We focus mostly on shellfish. And today I'm supposed to show you how to make a traditional French crab dish called crabe à la Peb Maximum, which in English translates to crab in Pepsi Max. This is an old Frankish recipe I learned when I was in Paris looking for new tastes. And this guy in an alley told me to try these locally grown mushrooms. And believe it or not, 10 minutes later I met a talking rat. Which would seem odd if it hadn't been for a classic movie warning me this could happen. It was the rat who told me of this holy combination. The ingredients you will need is a crab and Pepsi Max. And love. The crab, like this one, should be grown in your home aquarium. They should also be served fresh, like this one would be, if I knew how to keep them alive. I'm a chef, not a marine biologist. It's been dead for 69 hours. Step 1. Make the main course. Take out une casserole. I'm not sure what they are called in English. Is this an oven mitt? Now pour the Pepsi. You need about 3 liters or 3 gallons, which is American for liters. You want to put the crab in cold Pepsi. If it's boiling, the shock of the heat might bring the crab back to life and it'll chop off your nose. Now, boil that until you get bored of boiling it. Step 1 is le finished. Let's move on to step 2. Because it's French food, we need to make the baguette. The ingredients you will need is liquid ice and grinded wheat. Ice is fairly easy to melt. You put it in a form and throw it in the oven at 100 degrees for 10 minutes. Ta-da! Drinkable and quite tasty. Grinded wheat is harder. First you need a sickle. Maybe you know a former communist that can sell you one. Now go out and cut down some wheat. Then take the wheat to a windmill and grind it. And tada, too. Put both of these things in a bowl and that's how you get raw bread. Then beat the raw bread into this shape. No, it's not too small, silly. This is what all baguette looks like before the final most important step. Making the cuts. Then you will put it in the oven upside down. And as hot air rises, it will go in through the cuts and expand the bread like a balloon, and that's why they are so long. Let's check on the crab. Smells like drinking coffee on a beautiful Paris morning. Then Napoleon shows up and recruits you into his army. Then you die somewhere in Germany. That's what this smells like. Dying in mud. But it reminds me, we are eating fish, so obviously it needs to be complemented with some French white wine. But I only have American red wine. Serving red wine to fish, guillotine. No trial, just head off. Do I have to go to the wine store? No, you can actually turn red wine into white wine at home. All you need to do is mix the red wine with Turkish yogurt, and it should give it that nice white color. And because we used American wine and Turkish yogurt, and France is between those two countries, it turns into French white wine. Take out the crab, carefully open the baguette. Now gently place the crab inside the baguette. Le perfection. And finally, you need a candle from Notre Dame. I stole one 2 weeks ago. May have flipped over some other candles in the process, but the fire department got there quick, so no worries. And that's crabe à la Peb Maximum. Look. I get my sublime cooking skills might scare you off, but I've had years of training and that has guided me towards perfection. A great chef once said, "Where's the fucking lamb sauce?" But a greater chef once said, "Only artists are allowed to put trash bags on plates and call it great art. We don't have that luxury." Our art takes years of blood, sweat and tears that needs to stay out of every dish. Eventually, after days of shouting and carrying pots, your throat will be dry and your hands not so beautiful. But your food, your food will be the opposite. And only then can you call what you make great art. Like I do, Chef Killian.